Okay, hi, I miss you guys, love you guys. So I'm gonna be making tamales, like, you know, that recipe that we all know and love so very much. I've made this once before and they turned out really good, but I didn't have all of the ingredients, and I'm kind of in the same situation right now. So that's totally fine. I can't get, I don't even know how to say it, achiote, something like that. I can't get that paste. I've looked for it and come up short. So I'm just gonna kind of replace some of the ingredients with other things that go well together. I'm also not using like a food processor. Instead, I'm going to cook it down sort of a little bit like a salsa, I guess. Like a, well, not like a fresh salsa. But it works well. It turned out really good last time, so that's what I'm doing this time. I don't remember everything I did last time, but I had some pictures, and I remember that I looked up the recipe for the achiote marinade, and I did the same thing this time. So I'm just kind of getting a basic idea of what it calls for, and then, you know, throwing some extra stuff, taking some stuff away, because that's how I do. And I'm starting my fire. I should probably add this stuff too. So, olive oil. The recipe calls for a 1/4 cup. I just kind of eyeball it. The recipe calls for a cup of vinegar. Same thing here, just kind of eyeballing it. And then a 1/4 cup of water. Same thing there, just kind of eyeballing it. I'm putting the tomatoes in first because I don't want them to be chunky. Is that the right word? I don't want them to be firm. You don't want rigid tomatoes. So in Honduran Tamales, there's like this sauce. It's kind of orangey. It's got cumin in it. That's what I'm going for right now. It's not the same stuff, but it's like, should be a hint of an idea of that stuff, if that makes sense. And I'm actually gonna let this cook down for quite a while. And hindsight's 20/20, I probably should have done the onion before the tomato. I'm thinking, I'm doing a video, so I'm gonna lose my mind a little bit because I don't know how to do videos. Yeah, whatever. I'll get used to this stuff eventually. Today I had help. Walt set up the tripod on the counter for me because I was like, hey, can you record me? He's like, how about I do this instead? I'm like, that is fine. That works out well. Yes, I am using a bread knife to cut a tomato. Why, do you ask? Because all of my other knives are too small and too dull. I actually need to sharpen them all again, and I don't have a real sharpener. I use like nail files and, you know, I do weird things, but you all know this. I have a sneaking suspicion that that pan will not be big enough, but that's okay. We're gonna make two, because that's how we do. See, I'm a lot more efficient with things whenever I'm not concentrating on videos and talking to people. So disclaimer, this might be ridiculous and it might just end up being horrible, but that's okay, because this is my way to communicate with my family and tell them that I miss them and be like, hey, let's cook together, because you know, you should be grabbing all of this stuff right now and you should start cooking too. Why? Because I said so. And I know every one of you have all of these ingredients in your fridge or your pantry right now as we speak. Totally kidding. I do want to make a second video, and possibly third. I don't remember how many sets of cooking I'm gonna do for this, but I don't like to cook all at once anymore because, you know, back. But I do want to show you all of the steps in the process. It's just gonna be one of those like, hey, you remember that? I'm gonna call it tomato marinade because it's gonna be a lot of tomatoes. Remember that spicy tomato marinade we made the other day? Well, grab that out of your freezer / fridge or whatever. I'm probably going to put this in the fridge tonight. And if I don't get to the next step tomorrow, I will move it to the freezer instead, just so that it keeps longer. I have this handy little trick that I use. You probably can't hear me, so I should stop talking right now. I have this handy little trick that I use whenever I'm cutting an onion. It works well. I need to remember not to talk while the water's running because I have no idea if you're gonna be able to hear me. All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
But anyway, I have this handy trick that I learned from, I can't remember where. You fill a bowl with water, small bowl, you know, just enough to fit the onion in, and then you put it in the water while you're chopping, you know, like whatever section you're chopping, to keep the fumes from getting to you. I'm quite sensitive to onion fumes, so there may be a time where I have to walk away and tend to my eyes, but you know, let's hope not. There's another trick that I learned from, don't remember his name, someone on YouTube with a cooking channel, but if you slice the onion lengthwise, it bursts the cells less, so that there's less of a chance of it affecting your eyes. So when I slice them, if I slice this way, it's going to rupture less cells than if I slice this way. Does that make sense? And I mean, it makes sense because there's more purple, you know, around this way. So like you're cutting across the purple. I don't know if the purple is where the issue is, but who knows? It sounds like it makes sense. So that's what I'm gonna do. I used to chop my onions very, very, very fine. I don't anymore. Just like, who cares? I don't. Realistically speaking, if I didn't have back issues, I probably still would chop them up fine. It's kind of like I have to pick my battles. For this type of dish, like this is gonna end up being a sauce by the time it's all done. I could throw it in my Ninja or not. It really doesn't matter to me. I think it's all gonna taste just as good no matter if it's chopped up or not. So it's gonna be less of a sauce and more of a, I apologize. That is my CO2 alarm saying there's too much CO2, so stop breathing. Kidding. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying, but going on to the next step, cumin. Yep, just kind of doing the thing. So I don't have the achiote paste, but I do have daddle sauce. That'll do it, the sauce. Daddle. I guess. It's daddle, not datil. Whatever it is. It's a rare and exotic pepper. And this is, it's made in a hot sauce. It's good. I like it. I find it very flavorful. Just put in a little, you know, because that's a unit of measure. This is Satan's Panties. It's a combination of several types of peppers, and I've kind of been adding to it. So it's not as hot as it used to be. But Satan's Panties started off as chiltepin pepper. All the peppers are dehydrated, but chiltepin pepper is like these tiny, tiny little peppers, and they're pretty high on the Scoville scale. Not as hot as ghost peppers or Carolina Reapers. Much hotter than, I think it's about what with habanero. Maybe a little hotter than habanero. And then I put some red chili peppers, and there was some poblano peppers that I dehydrated that I put in here as well. So really good stuff. Pretty spicy. And I don't always get what I'm looking for because these are too small. I want this to have a little bit of kick. So I'm taking that off and just putting a pinch. And then salt and pepper. No, I don't measure. I know you can tell that I don't measure, but I felt the need to say it. So at this point, this is just going to simmer for a very long time. How long do you say? Do you ask? I don't know. It's gonna simmer till it's done. Simmer, well, I don't know. It's gonna be cooking till it's done. My oven goes from 1 to 7. This is currently on 4. Does that help you? Okay, cool. So I'm not even gonna taste this yet. I'm gonna wait till it cooks, and then I'm gonna be like, all right, we have to taste it and see if there's anything we need to change, add. You can't really take away, but you know, you can add more to make something a little more diluted. And that's what I do. This is how I cook. This is how I cook everything. Sometimes I put it in a crock pot instead of a pan, but it's just kind of like, I might look at a recipe and be like, okay, this looks good. What ingredients do I have? Do I go shopping because I need ingredients? Not typically. No, I just make do. Like, I'm out of garlic, so this is supposed to have garlic. Oh, that's all right. I have an onion. That'll work. It's fine. It's allium. All right, I just came to check on this because my eyes were kind of starting to water a little bit. My throat was starting to tickle. Just let me go make sure that's not burning. It's not burning. It's really, this is a good consistency. I want it to cook down a little bit more though. But I want to kind of maybe char. I don't know. I want this to cook a little bit more before I add extra water. Like, I want some slight crispiness. Caramelizing? That might be the word I'm looking for. But I'm just kind of making sure that it doesn't stick, and I'm going to continue doing this until it gets to a consistency where it's like, I don't know, I call it, I have to add more water. I don't know proper names for this stuff. I just kind of do it. So I will keep doing what you see right now, and then when it gets to that point, I will start recording again. Alright, it is getting there, but I did stop stirring because my stirring is not allowing it to stay on the heat long enough to get that crispy char thing that I'm looking for. I think it's a great time to check the flavor and see if there's anything that I need to change. I mean, I guess technically it could be done, but I won't know until I taste it. Alright, hello there. Just getting a little spoonful. It's probably really hot. Wow, that is a lot of flavor. I'm going to turn the stove off. That is a lot of flavor. Oh my gosh. It's sweet, which is surprising. I think from the tomatoes, actually. Possibly the onion. Then it's followed by a slight kick of spice. And then it finishes with like a tart flavor. And then a couple seconds after you swallow, it's got like just that really rich umami flavor from like a tomato sauce. This is really good. I don't think I'm going to change anything. I'm going to let Walt try it and see what he thinks. I think I finally got some crispies going. Let's see, let me zoom in here. Like that spot right there. So now I'm going to stir it up, take a look. I could still use some more crispies. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this back to 4, and then I'm going to get Walt to try this and see what he thinks, because he's also going to be eating the tamales. I think I'm going to skip adding more water and cooking it down further. And really, this is just like an ingredient to the tamales. So it's only going to be roughly that amount per tamale. But it's got so much flavor. I honestly think that that's going to be enough. So I'll pause the video, and I will see you back shortly. All right, we have a winner. So I don't think it's necessary to go any further. Oh, it's finally starting to stick a little bit. That's perfect. It's thickening up a little bit more. This is what I was looking for, like the slight sticking, and then you have like these darker parts in here. That's what I wanted. Perfect. So this is going to go in a container, and then I'm gonna let it set on the counter for maybe 15 minutes or so, and then put it in the fridge. And like I said, tomorrow, if I get to the next step in the process, I will just keep this in the fridge, because a couple days isn't going to be an issue. But if I don't get to the next step tomorrow, I will put this in the freezer. Oh God, that's so awesome. Alright, stove is off. And that's it. So thank you for watching me cook. I never know how things are going to turn out, because I don't measure, I don't follow directions, I just kind of throw stuff together, and then I'm like, let's see what happens. This is a winner for sure. So hopefully I can, you know, duplicate this again by watching the video that I post. We shall see. If not, I'm sure it'll be close. I forgot to mention I used half an onion, not the whole thing. I probably could have used all of it. The onion isn't overpowering at all, so I think it could go anywhere between, you know, 1/2 an onion to a full onion. We prefer red onion over any other type, but you could also use white onion. I don't recommend yellow onion. I think yellow onions are nasty. Yeah, that's it. Cool. Thanks. Okay, bye.